All right, everybody, welcome to Deep Fit. You've made it to day number 8. We are working on our legs and our back. So we're going to do just a little bit of a different type of leg day. I know that we had some legs yesterday, or a couple days ago, so we're a little bit fried already there. I have a resistance band and I have a set of dumbbells. You need one or the other. And I'll just run you through what we're going to be doing. So I know sometimes it's difficult to find an anchor point. I've set up a chair with a ton of weights on the chair, and you can use the chair, or set up a hook if you have a hook. I obviously can use, posts, bench, whatever you can find that will hold your band and not let anything come flying at you. So what we're going to be doing are rows, and then we're also going to be doing flies, or lat pulls, sorry, lat pulls like this. So if you don't have a band or you don't have a good anchor point, then you can just use dumbbells and you can go rows. Same thing, you'll hinge over and just row, pulling the elbows in tight, squeezing those shoulder blades. And then your flies, you'll turn your palms face up and you're going to go back this way. So trying to get into those lats, those big muscles on the side of your back. And I'm going to be using a box for my Copenhagens. If you don't have a box, don't worry about it. I'll show you how to do that otherwise. Okay, let's get warmed up. Start on your hands and knees. Push your hips back. Go into your child's pose. Let your hips kind of shift a little left and right. Check in and notice, appreciate how the body's feeling today. Or if it's a little bit off or funky, just be ready to adjust or address whatever is going on and find kind of a healthy, different place for it to be. Go ahead and come to those hands and knees, and we're going to slide your left arm under just for a second. Get your thread the needle pulling through the outside of the shoulder, and then the other direction. Thread under, get that pull through the outside of the shoulder. And then we're going to hit up our thoracic rotations. So grab tight through the core, inhale, rotate that elbow up, and then drop down. Try to remember that through every single move, we are engaging the core. So of course, sometimes when we're in a core move or an abdominal focused exercise, we get more heat through the abdomen and the core, but always bracing, flexing and tightening around your midsection so that you can feel your pelvis. All right, switch sides, pelvis neutralized and set into place. So you're keeping things healthy and happy, and you're also strengthening and toning the core, which is always a good plus. So keep that low back stable. Rotate through that mid back. Okay, push up and back into your downward facing dog. So curl those toes under, drive your hips up, and then really push your hips back. Relax through the shoulder blades. So driving your shoulder blades down, the neck stays relaxed. You can move your head and neck around. Just give it some space and relax. Grab again, tight through that core. Drive your heels down toward the ground and feel that stretch through the hamstrings. Feel free to pedal one knee and then the other. Okay, grab tight through the core. We're going to shift forward into our plank position. You can go ahead and just drop down with your hips to the ground to get your up dog, or if you'd like to throw in just a teeny little push-up with me, feel free, then slide forward and up. Oh, feel that stretch to the back, elbows squeeze in, grab tight through the core, push your hips up and back again. Walk your hands back to your feet and pedal it out. Okay, so we're going to start off with a hamstring bridge. So a little bit different than our normal glute bridge. Lie on the ground with me on your back, engage through the core, and we're really going to focus on grabbing and tightening through the hamstrings. So your feet are going to be a little bit further away than they normally would be for a bridge, right? So a little bit further away. Dig your heels into the ground. The toes are up and off the ground. Engage through the core. I have a little bit of a natural low back arch. But you're going to lift, take that pelvic set so you have neutral shoulders, pelvis, knees, and then you're just going to do little itty bitty pulses Driving your hips up just a teeny bit, feeling those hamstrings contract. And mine heat up quick. Ah, don't let it cramp. Push through those heels. 6, 7, feel those hamstrings. So learn to connect with whatever muscle we're trying to activate. We really want to get into those hamstrings right now. Remember, we're keeping our core strong and solid. 17, dig into the heels. Pull the heels back towards your shoulders. And 20. Woo! All right, extend everything long, roll yourself up, give your hamstrings a little release, and then we're going to flip over onto our stomachs. Okay, lie flat onto your belly. You're going to hug your belly button tight towards your spine. Keep your toes pushing into the ground. Your head and shoulders are going to be up. Arms are out really, really wide, and your thumbs are going to come up toward the ceiling. Okay, so we're going to focus on squeezing our shoulder blades together. So our upper body is going to stay still, but our shoulder blades are going to squeeze together. Roll your shoulder heads back and down. If you've ever had shoulder issues, tight shoulders, weak shoulders, pinched shoulders, or unhappy shoulders, this is extremely beneficial to get going. So our goal here, just like with the hamstrings, it's not just to get the move. Don't just fling your arms up in the air, but really pinch those shoulder blades together. So we're in a super scapula squeeze. We've done scapula squeezes with weights, keeping those arms long. Your belly should be strong right here. You're using your glutes to flex in, pushing those toes into the ground. Roll your shoulder heads back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. All right, we're going to go into a supported side plank. So one hand down, and your knee's going to be down. Open through the chest and rib cage. So make sure that you're not too tight back here with your hips pushing back behind you, but you still have a plank position. Lift up nice and high, and then we're going to lift and lower that top leg. 20 on this side, 20 on the other. Belly button pulls back tight, and we're trying to find that abductor now. Flex your foot. Make sure you're feeling that flexion here, top glute. 15. You'll feel that bottom side, that supporting side as well. 19 and 20. Other side. Plant your hand. Make sure that your shoulder's right over that wrist. If you need to go onto the elbow, that's totally fine. I kind of just like the angle a little bit better on my hand. But if you need to level off onto that elbow, that's totally fine. The second side, you should feel a little bit faster. 10, 9, self-flexion, a lot of self-flexion. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now we're going to go into our band, our rows. So remember, if you don't have a band, just grab your dumbbells, hinge forward, and row here. We're going to go for 20. Lots of 20s today. Okay, otherwise, if you're rowing with me, sit into a little squat. Belly super strong. Focus on that squeeze in the upper back. I like the bands. It's always just a little bit different feel. And I'm usually sore. You all know me. I love to work the back. Watching the chest. Keep it up tight, up tall, and shoulders pulled back. Roll them back. Set them in. 13. 15. Open that chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades. 18. 19. 20. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to get the inner thighs, those adductors. I'm going to use my box. If you don't have a box, I'll show you real quick. Put your right elbow on the ground. Put your left foot behind. Lift your hips and then you're going to lift and lower bottom leg. Now the goal is to feel the top side groin, that inner thigh, that adductor. Otherwise you're here, let your knee drop and lift. This is just how we're counting, but our goal is to focus the flexion on that upper thigh, along with the core, of course. Keep it going. 5 left. Open the chest, flex up through that oblique. Keep that inner thigh. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, other side. Here we go. Feel that upper side, inner thigh. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. And if moving your bottom leg doesn't happen, that's fine. Just hold it there or let it just hang out kind of on the ground. But keep that pressure on your upper thigh and you'll build strength. I remember the first time I did these, they were awful. And I could barely do them. I could barely get to 5. Woo! Okay, back to our band. If you don't have a band, take your dumbbells and just fly here. And we're going to get into those lats. Belly strong, hinge forward, pull. So you have good flexion, both directions of the move. 4, 5, 6. Keeping the back long and flat. Try to keep your shoulder blades sucked down and in, set together. You're pulling with the lats, and then you just have a healthy rotation in that shoulder joint. Check in. How's the core? Keep it strong. 18, 19, and 20. All right, now for fun, just to up our intensity teeny bit, get our heart rate rolling, we're going to go gate swings, 20 here. Plus we'll get back into those inner thighs. Drop your hips, not just your chest. 10 to go. 2, 1. Okay, back on your back. Good first set. We're going to go those hamstring pulses, those hamstring bridges. Here we go. Dig into those heels. Pull the heels back towards you without moving them. 9, 10. Glutes are working also. Core's working also. But we are isolating the focus to those hamstrings. 15. 19. 20. All right, roll it up. Whew. Stretch those hamstrings a little second. Flip over. We're going to get our Super Scaps. Tuck in. Push those toes into the ground. Tuck your tailbone under. You're using flexion of the upper back to hold the chest and shoulders up. Depending on your back health and shoulder health, you can always add little baby weights here. Maybe next time. I like to really set into moves without the weight first. Get comfortable with where my scapula should be. And the feel, seeing if I can find heat even without the extra load. Then when you add the load, you're doing even better, and you're building the right groups, the right muscles without compensating and tweaking any joints. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're gonna hit up that supported side plank with our leg abduction. 2, 3. Remember, we want to push the hips forward. 6. Make sure you feel it where you want it. Find all those flexions. Push the hips open. 18, 19, 20. So meaning don't let your hips start rolling back. That's where I like to cheat. Let that butt stick back behind me. But then I'm missing the move. We don't want to miss the move. 4. Woo. 9, 10. Tuck in through the front of the belly. 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, that leg feels like it's 800 pounds, then you're doing it right. All right, here we go. Rows. Remember, you can use your dumbbells if you need. 4, 5. Nice and controlled. We're not bouncing along. 17, 18, 19. Feel that back. 20. Might be time for a heavier band. All right, Copenhagens. On the ground, flex into that inner thigh. 1, 2. Remember, if you need, you just tuck that top leg behind you and push from the floor. Just like with our hamstrings, we're trying to find self-flexion. 18, 19, 20. So those inner thigh muscles are super helpful and necessary for keeping that pelvis where it should be if we're standing. Even sitting, having some muscle tone, strength there is really, really helpful and beneficial for a healthy back, strong back. 9, 10. Woo, feel that feeling here, that flexion, that burn. Don't rush. Keep time under tension. 19, 20. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, lat pulls. Get your flexion. Feel the work where you want it. Feel those sides of the back grabbing, contracting all the way from behind your armpits And then along the sides, 17. Come on, you got to keep that back flat. 19. 20. Ooh, little triceps in there too. Okay, bring on those gate swings. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, here we go. Back at it. Set those feet. Grab your core. Dig in. Just little pulses. 4, 5, 7. Feel those hamstrings. 9. Get your core going. Make sure you're feeling the work where you want it. 16. 19. And 20. Ooh. All right, bring yourself up. Stretch over those hamstrings. And then flip over. Here we go. Tuck in through that core. Feel the shoulders roll back and down. Push your toes into the ground. And then squeeze. Focus. Just feel the work in that back. We also have external rotation going on here in the shoulders, which we don't get into very often until we end up in PT. So if we can get this, maybe we don't even need to make friends with a physical therapist, although they are very nice people. Roll those shoulders back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Feel the belly engage. Keep those glutes strong. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Onto your hand and knee. Open through that chest. Flex deep into that abductor. Right here. Push the hips forward. Keep the belly solid. Open that chest. 12. 17. 18. 19. 20. Whew. Find your resistance, your own self-flexion. I like to pretend I have a band wrapped around my ankle, attached to the floor, and I have to really work it up against the tension of that band. Whoa. I lost count, of course. 3, 2, and 1. Somewhere in there, I'm not sure. Okay, rows. Either your band or your dumbbells. Flex and engage. See if you can keep those shoulder blades set. So think in terms of packing your back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. 4, 3, draw that belly button in. 1. All right. Back to those Copenhagens. Flexing into that top inner thigh. Grab and tighten through that core. Focus on where you want the work. Don't let those hips sag. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Use your core to support. Keep that flexion just like with our hamstrings. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Oh, my legs felt a little noodly there. Lats. Get those arms straight. Get that flexion. You build the tension. It's really up to you to take whatever workout you have that you attend and make it as difficult as you want, even with weight, even without weight. How much own flexion you put into it. 3, 2, and 1. I'm trying not to round. Okay. Gate swings. Grab that belly. 19, 20. Good job, good job, good job. All right. Lie on your back. Fantastic work. Whew. Hug your knees into the chest. Nice big wrap. Take deep inhales. Full exhales. Whew. Okay, set your right foot on the ground and lift your left leg straight up. If your leg's way out here, that's totally fine. The goal is to feel that hamstring get a nice stretch. So whatever that feels like and looks like for you, just dig that hip into the ground and feel that hamstring get a nice pull. Exhale into the stretch. So as you exhale, just try to release that hamstring a little more. Cross your ankle over the opposite knee. Interlace your hands behind the right thigh. Flex both feet. Dig your left elbow into the left knee. Pull into the chest. Our body holds tension a lot of time in stretches because it's worried at first. That's the body's natural response to make sure it doesn't pull a muscle. So you have to sit here a second and relax. Drop your right foot onto the ground. Keep your left leg crossed over. Make sure that you can see just a little bit of that right foot outside your right hip. Then roll to the outside of that right foot, seeing if you can drop your left foot onto the ground, pushing your knee away from your body. So left knee pushes away from your head, getting a stretch through the glute, hip, and low back on that left side. Take that deep inhale, pursed lips, exhale, and then roll yourself in. All right, let's hit it up other side. Extend that right leg straight as possible. Trying to get the back side of the knee to open. Getting that breath connected to the body. If you know where you have a tendency to hold tension and tightness in the body, whether it's your neck, okay, let's get our glute stretch. Neck, low back, hamstrings. Most of us kind of know by now where we hold on to extra tension or what in our body is a little bit of extra tight. So take a little bit longer throughout the day or a few extra times in your day. Just grab a quick little stretch, roll your neck around, roll the shoulders, swing them around, take a couple toe touches. All right, drop your left foot and rotate your legs out to the left. Make sure that that left foot stayed out toward the edge of the left side edge of your mat. If you also recognize you have chronic tightness, sometimes it can mean that that muscle group is actually compensating for a weak muscle somewhere else. So if your neck and shoulders are constantly tight, chances are your back is weak and not supporting. If your hamstrings are constantly tight, chances are your glutes are weak and not supporting. So your hamstrings have to take over and they stay worked and short and tight. All right, roll it in. We are going to get those inner thighs that we so amazingly worked. Bring your toes out really, really, really wide. Maybe you need to plant your hands behind, lift the chest nice and tall, or you can lean forward, get that stretch on the inner thighs. Let's take 2 deep breaths. All right, fantastic job. Make sure you're taking time for yourself, even if it's 2 minutes somewhere else today. Give back, take a couple breaths, appreciate the world around you, and I'll see you again tomorrow.